in your veins. Oh, it's opening time down on Fascination Street. So let's cut the conversation and get out for the beat. 'Cause I feel it all fading, impelling my veins to drag you down with me, to kick the last nail in. Yeah, I like you in that, like I like to scream, but if you open your mouth, I can't be responsible for quite what goes in. I don't care what comes out. So just put on your hair, just put on your pout, and let's move to the beat like we know that it's over. You slip going under, yeah, under my shoulder. So just pull on your face, just pull on your feet, and let's it opening time down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Oh, it's opening time. Down on Fascination Street. So let's cut the conversation and get out for a beat. 'Cause I feel it all fading, impelling my veins to drag you down with me, to kick the last nail in. Yeah, I like you in that, like I like to scream, but if you open your mouth, I can't be responsible for quite what goes in. I don't care what comes out. So just pull on your hair, just pull on your pout, and let's move to the beat like we know that it's over. If you slip going under, yeah, over my shoulder. So just put on your face, just put on your fear, and let's it opening time down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Down on Fascination Street. Welcome to another abominable, disgusting, shite episode of the apocalypse. That song, Fascination Street, off Disintegration, the album by The Cure, their best, his finest work. Acid driven, but who gives a flying fuck when such genius is bloody wrought? Do you fucking hear me, son? That song fucking kicks ass. They're not even a hardcore rock band. Yet they can do hype quite well. This was in the late 80s, son. As the radio is playing Motley fucking Crue. Cunts. When I could have been hearing this. Cunts. You know, real music? Motherfuckers with real talent that aren't just about cocaine and hookers. I can tell by what they have made. Anyway, the album was genius. It's probably my favorite Cure song, actually. And that other one popped up in my feed that I love so much I had forgotten about. The album they made for that movie The Crow with Bruce Lee's son who died. It's a cool movie for the time especially. I liked it a lot when I was a young man, when it came out. Perfect for the age group I was in, perfect for the time. Interesting music, Nine Inch Nails and The Cure, and Rage Against the Machine did a good song. And it even has the phrase white greed in it. The Rage Against the Machine song. I love that. So they have a song called Burn that they did, I assume, for that movie. Goddamn genius. And another hype song like Fascination Street. My God, man. So many fucking phenomenal songs, even into their older age. I have some of their later albums. And they have a good, 3 songs on each, which is good for a band that's been around that fucking long. My God. But Fascination Street fucking rules. That when I heard that for the first time, I was like, you mean this is The Cure and all I ever fucking heard was shitty Friday Night I'm in Love and fucking Love Song? Again, they're both good songs, but not my cup of tea. But don't worry, there are about 10 other ones on that album that are just wonderful. Anyway, back to the shite apocalypse. For it will not go away no matter how much we want it to. Why I hate you. And you know who you are. This was a city council meeting, and we've been seeing these in town after town where the constituents get treated like shit, not allowed to talk, get arrested, because we know every councilman on the board took a goddamn bribe from someone, Zuckerberg, Flock, someone. I can tell by how hard this is being rolled the fuck out and pushed, and how the people are being utterly ignored. When you do that, you risk the pitchforks and torches. They don't give a fuck right now. No one does. In office. They just don't care. They know we're too busy trying to survive to do anything. That's where they wanted us. In this meeting, the person in charge literally admits to, he makes a threat of breaking the law right at the goddamn meeting. The whole point, we don't want mass surveillance, is so cunts don't abuse it. And we're not hunted down like animals because we're enemies of the right. Because that's what it's ultimately for. Tiny children, I hope you fucking understand that. It's not for fucking stolen cars. It's for full Reich. When they want to hunt down their enemies. Quickly. And I mean fucking quickly. Thanks to Garrett Cunt Langley and the CIA. And your welfare money, of fucking course. Without it, none of this would be. They dare use our money to enslave us. Isn't it amazing? We were already slaves before. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about actual slavery. Not in the roundabout way we've been slaves and we've been naught but. Son. This is new. This is for everyone. This is forever. That's what they want anyway. Little do they know the man will step in and kill fucking everyone. Who needs to be? You know who you are. That's a promise, son. I know it to the core of me. Every day further, I'm convinced. The shock gloves really triple confirmed it for me. Yes, we are in it. And every time I hope we are not, and think maybe I'll see something tomorrow, or maybe he'll just die out of the blue. I'm getting hopeful like some of you fools. What I know since, again, 2015, where this was going, and there was no stopping it. I tried. Many did. Anyway, let's hear what this man says, and it looks like this. And my God, he threatens to break the law. The whole reason we don't want the goddamn system in cameras in the first fucking place, law enforcement abusing it because they're mad at you. And this person's mad. This whole panel took money from people. So they're very mad you're threatening them keeping it. They already bought the new home, son. And that's across the goddamn country. I can tell by every one of these meetings. They've already spent the check, son. You're threatening to take it away from them. They've already spent the money. They hate you. You are a threat to their newfound wealth. The whole reason it's all going to end, individuals wanting to be wealthy and not caring about the consequences to society or their fellow man. As long as they're a success. You know where there will be many, or I should say, there shall be many successes in the goddamn lake. That's a promise as well. Let me fucking read this. I keep swaying off of it. This is about flock, of course. For those that missed this story, it's very relevant to this week. Yes, I've seen this for the past few days. I just haven't spoken of it. Spends a minute saying he can't and won't even try to do his job without cameras. Is offended anyone would question him, and then drops, "Are you ready? This is how comfortable they are, these goddamn fat cunts." On camera in front of people. I ought to do background checks on half the people who made comments. Why? Because you didn't like their comments? It threatens your bribe? Literally. If Christ himself came down and said, "Son, you did not take a bribe for your attitude and willingness to break the law," fucking here, I would say, "Christ, you're a liar." That's how much I know you, sir. By this one sentence alone. The literal reason why we don't want you pigs having access to mass surveillance. Because if someone mouths off to you or threatens your bribery scheme, your new home, on the backs and betraying your fellow citizens in the process, you fucking cunt. Then you threaten to break the law and do background checks just because you're angry at what they said. Again, this is the problem with you goddamn pigs. Just because someone disrespects you, your girlfriend leaves you, your boyfriend leaves you, your lesbian lover fucking leaves you, that doesn't give you the right to stalk them using your fucking badge and Garrett Langley's peeping Tom apparatus that we paid for via the fucking CIA. Just because the peasants threaten your bribe, you fat cunt, I don't even have to see you to know it. I already know. I didn't even look that closely at the picture. I don't need to. You're just an automaton piece of charcoal that will float in goddamn fire. Again, promise. Mark it on your fucking calendar, you fat fuck. This is how comfortable these fucking cunts are that took checks, and it's fucking obvious. Threatening people on camera for the whole world to see that I'll break the law right now and do background checks on you. That's supposed to scare me. You fat fuck. How about we audit this man's finances? See if any extra magic money has come in recently in any way. Stocks, bonds, vacation home, anything. I guarantee we find it, son. In about 5 minutes. A perfect example of pigs getting mad when you threaten their racket, scam, bribery, or their authority. Or you don't respect it. It's okay to kill you. It's okay to stalk you using flock. It's okay to do background checks. It's okay to threaten. It's okay to kill. There will be a strong smell of bacon, and I want to make this clear. Not every officer will go. I don't believe every officer is evil. But it's looking like most are currently. Which would logically make sense since we're in the apocalypse. The Antichrist is running the world. And it's about to end. I'm noticing most people, not just most police. The word most. People I personally know. People I work with. Acquaintances. Friends I've had. Fans. What I'm trying to say is it seems like the majority of the planet have gone a certain direction. Many quite surprisingly. It has worried me for a long time. It's like living in a zombie movie or something. People just change. I didn't see so many coming. So many that I did not expect, that I am worried that they may be going to that place. I personally feel like I'm living in a world of zombies and people are turning. And there's nothing I can do about it. Absolutely nothing. And it feels like the majority. You understand what that means. I do. That's why I worry about it. Anyway, some pig on a city council threatens to break the law when people are concerned with the law being broken because of flock and police abusing their authority, just like the person does in the meeting. Literally what everyone's worried about. He threatens to do. Because he took a check. And he's already spent it. All of you fat, greedy cunts across all these city councils that all of a sudden are just loving this mass surveillance shit. And you don't give a fuck what your own constituents are saying. When you know everyone hates it. That tells me one thing, son. If you're willing to face the animosity, that means you took money. And it's obvious. Don't worry, it's an epidemic. I see many liberals in government have taken money. They're voting for surveillance as well. Little do they know, those little baby, tiny infants. It will be used literally to round them specifically up. And I've known that for a long time. They don't seem to grasp that yet. Yet they warned us so wholeheartedly before the election of Project 2025, and then they voted for a major component of it, a camera in my car. Don't worry, the whole right wing voted for it as well. And if the Liberals didn't vote for it, the entire party of the right wing would vote for it. It's their idea, son. The Liberals just took the checks at the end. They Judased at the end, like I said. Like I said, the majority. You understand, the Republican Party and the Democratic, they represent most of the world. Kinds of people. It's a sample of the world. Most of them are lost. Most of them took the money. That same formula would logically make sense to apply to the world. They're a sample of it, that's all. Kind of confirms what I just said, that the majority are walking the path to the lake. And many are either preaching the gospel, the virtues of some of these utterly satanic things that are happening and people that are happening, or they're helping to build it, like the Liberal Party in government that took the money. They're voting and they're helping to build, not all of them, almost all of them. The beast system, a surveillance apparatus in my car, digital presence online that will have us, if they turn it off, we're dead. And you can't just make a second account or second identity online. You're just dead. And they voted for Pfizer, a lot of them. What was the other thing? I can't remember now. Digital ID and surveillance on my car. I think that's what they're voting for, the Liberals. Yes, those two things. Literally two things that will be used to round them up later, if they get a chance to be instituted before the roundups happen. And don't worry, son, they'll have to. When Hitler took over, he knew he had to round up certain people. He tried to bring them in the fold, but they didn't want to. So they got rounded up, probably mostly executed. Otherwise, the government wouldn't go forward. It couldn't be this new thing with these old people in it, expecting there to be rules. They had to go. And anyone that's not down with fascism or a dear leader, an emperor, you know, like you fucking idiots out there, and you know who you are, not everyone. I'm not talking to everyone. You wanted an emperor. You got it. You got Nero, Caligula, Adolf Hitler. And you know how Germany ended up, right, son? And the rest of the bloody world. That's how goddamn stupid you are. This one thing, I was thinking this earlier, I can't believe people heard this and this wasn't a bigger thing and more people didn't scratch their head and say, maybe he's not such a good idea. That Donnie had Hitler's speeches next to his bed. Any man that's reading Hitler's speeches every night before bed, they're a goddamn psychopath. I'm not talking about doing a study in college. I'm talking about a man in his 30s, 20s, 40s, having Hitler's goddamn speeches for no reason other than he hopes to be him one day. Many of you heard that he had Hitler's speeches next to his bed, and that did not give you pause. That's why it's goddamn over. That was an enormous, open, gaping window into Donnie's psyche. Anyone that's reading Hitler's speeches before bed every night, you're a goddamn psychopath, sociopath, danger to the world. And I know what your dreams are. What you're reading, of course. What else would they be? Yes, when all of you humans heard that Donnie, and you heard that very early on, that he had Hitler's speeches next to his bed, that should have scared the living fuck out of you, and it should have told all of you what he wants to be, what his dreams are, and where all this would go. But your desire to hurt others was greater. Now the farm's gone. You voted for it. I did not. I'm going to take a break. So yes, again, in the flock council meeting, the pig threatened the whole audience. How dare you? Threaten my bribe money that I just bought a new boat with. How dare you? Okay. Alright, off of the flock, asshole. Police chief is furious that people are criticizing his decision to deploy. So that was a police chief that made that illegal threat to run background checks illegally on people because they disagreed with him because he took bribe money. Argues they should turn the town into a mass surveillance police state so he can do his job. Is it really about doing his job, or is it about, what's it always about, little children? There's a reason every city council has a room full or a few people yelling in front of them, and they don't give a flying fuck. It's called greenbacks. That fucking simple. That's why liberals are voting surveillance. Green fucking backs. It was not their idea. It's fucking disgusting to watch, too. Can we surveil the police chief? Can I have his information? Can the town can we, geolocate him all day, see what he's doing, see how he's wasting taxpayer money, not doing his job, all the great stuff they all do? No? Why not? He says he loves the idea. So let's have a database that his whole community can log into, and we can track everything he does all day. Maybe put a camera in his car too. I think he wants video in his town. Maybe a drone flying over his car we can all access that follows him around. That way we can see from a distance what he's doing, not just in the car. And body cam on at all times, son. Any interaction with the public, right, son? Right, chief fuckface? Cunt face? Bribe taker? Five-minute look at his finances, son, it'd be over. He wants to talk about running background checks. Let's see the new boat. Fat fuck. Cunt that's gonna burn in the goddamn lake betraying his fucking people. And again, if you're so about every police officer, every police chief, every city councilman that took a goddamn bribe, camera on you 24 hours a day that we can access. Since you about it. Geolocation logged every 15 minutes. Algorithm will do it all day. They'll do it for you, don't worry. Just like the flock cameras and stations do for us. That you illegally, run searches on us to see where we are. The guy just admitted it. He's going to do illegal background checks because he got mad. People are threatening his bribe money. So again, all government workers, all police officers, all police management, that's sheriff, chiefs and all that shit. The desk jockeys. The ones that take the big payoffs. Obviously. Camera on you, drone following you around all day. Like you're going to do to us? You fucking cunts that are going to burn in hell? No, not a good idea. Wait till you see where your ideas lead us, son. All you stupid little badge children. Wait till you see where your ideas lead us. I already know. You're too stupid to even fathom it. Hence you putting cameras up everywhere and taking bribes. If you knew where it was going, son. Stupid badge children. And it don't matter what you do to me. You fat pigs. Irrelevant. The lake still goddamn awaits every single one. That's any part of this. That is any hand to Satan. And a lot of you are going to do that work. A lot of you already have. I watch it on camera every day. And again, you people hate getting filmed. You're always trying to cover up. I see you officers do it every situation. It's instinctive now. When you're beating someone on the ground, violating their rights, damn near killing him or killing him. Or maybe you've killed him already. You're all trying to block the camera shot. Why is that? Are you doing something illegal, son? If you've got nothing to hide, what are you worried about? Isn't that what you say to us? You greasy-ass pigs, isn't that what you say to us? And we should love the surveillance because you got a goddamn check for it. Right, asshole? Again, if surveillance is the gospel of the fucking day by everyone with a fucking $3 tin badge, then we put a drone and a camera on you all day and log your geolocation. See everything you're doing. We don't want you wasting no taxpayer money, son. We don't even want you taking an extra $5 on your lunch break. Since you about it! Cunts. Let me move on. I didn't mean to, you know, I hate when I do this. Spend a goddamn half hour on the first fucking thing. The Hormuz letter. Iran directly rejects Trump's and Axios' claims of a secret U.S.-Iran meeting. Axios is a fucking joke at this point. Every fucking 3 days, Axios and Donnie. What did he promise these people? What, did he pay them? What the fuck? I mean, they've utterly ruined their credibility. A secret U.S.-Iran meeting in Erbil and IRGC U.S. back channel through the Kurdistan region as fabricated and a psychological and media warfare tactic intended to stir up disagreement among Iran's decision-making bodies, calling it the result of the other party's desperation per Iran's foreign ministry. And my God, Donnie and Bibi and they all are desperate as fuck. How do I know they ain't bombing right now? That's how I goddamn know. This directly rejects Trump's new claim an hour ago. We have a back channel with the RGC. I'm not going to read any more because Donnie just made it all up and so did Axios to manipulate the stock market, okay? For the 9 millionth time. I hate you. We're in Satanic Groundhog Day where the same thing happens every fucking day. And it's always evil and it always puts more money in Barron and Donnie's bank account. And I hate your goddamn fucking guts forever. You know who you is. A shame Iran's word is more trustworthy. And they're a fascist regime as well. That's a goddamn shame. You people sure know how to pick some scum, boy. Scuzzier than a fascist regime in Iran. That's fucking incredible. Oh, you know that kicked his ass, by the way? Iran directly rejects Al Arabia's report that the U.S. and Iran have agreed to extend the 60-day ceasefire that was set to expire today. Iran says there is no such thing as a 60-day ceasefire, and the U.S. never abided by a single one of the terms. Exactly. Therefore, there is nothing to extend, and the issue of the 60-day ceasefire is completely void and irrelevant, so they're denying another fabricated fucking kind of deal story that we hear every fucking day. Iran adds there was supposed to be a period of cessation of hostilities for 60 in which the U.S. and Iran would try to reach a deal if it did not succeed, but provided the U.S. abided by its commitments, this could have been extended, but the U.S. blew it. No serious talks. Look, we've watched Donnie surrender about 10 times, even in Versailles, formally, and then he reneges 5 minutes later. You can't make a deal with this animal. Every hand he shakes, and Iran learned this the hard way in the beginning. He's planning to fuck you over. Just like Adolf Hitler. Every hand, son. No one's exempt. So in the middle of negotiations, Donnie just started bombing them. Killed their top 50. I don't know why they even tried to make a deal after that. They probably were just telling Donnie what he wanted to hear. And they really just sat back and waited for Donnie to call, to agree all of their 14-point plan, their terms. And again, Donnie agreed to it about 10 different times, then reneged 5 minutes later. You know, just a stock market grift on the backs of all them dead soldiers and dead schoolgirls. And I hate your goddamn guts. And you know who you are. You who helped build this. You who will burn, lest you turn away. But you know better, son. Don't you all? course you do. That's why it's over. You knew better. Trump says he will soon bomb Oman as soon as the country gets in the way of the U.S. blockade of Iranian ships in the Strait of Hormuz. If Oman gets in the way, we'll bomb the shit out of them, he said minutes ago in a phone call. So the reason why this is happening, because Iran and Oman are trying to make an agreement on the strait and how it's going to run and all that. So Donnie can't beat Iran. They whooped his ass like a bitch. And he's scared. So he's going to threaten Oman now. I don't think that'll go well. Iran's IRGC has finished planning massive preemptive strikes against U.S. and Israeli targets, accelerating missile production and escalation plan that includes cutting the 7 main undersea internet cables in the Persian Gulf. They making a plan, son. They know Donnie and Bibi got something up their sleeve. Accelerating missile production. I believe it when they say it. They've been doing it for fucking decades. And they're not trying to make super advanced defensive missiles that cost a shit fuck ton of money. They just making fucking missiles. And their strategy worked. They didn't need the most advanced shit. They needed enough to overwhelm the air defenses. They've hit some targets all across the Middle East and Israel. They ain't showing us none of it. That tells me they fucked Israel up. That's why Bibi ain't bombing right now. So they just raid missiles, let the dumbasses waste their fucking $2 million missiles. Now they hardly got any. They could exhaust them in a day or two if Iran wanted to. And they know that. Hence the no bombing right now. By no one. Except Iran. So, when Iran says they accelerate in production, I believe them. When Donnie and the contractors here say, I told you, remember months and months and months and months ago, Donnie announced he's throwing more welfare money at the contractors. Your money, of course, dumbass. Billions of dollars. He wanted production quadrupled. Did production get quadrupled? Children. No. What did the sunglassmen say back then? They don't have the capacity, the infrastructure, nothing to quadruple capacity. It's total bullshit. They just took the check. They nodded at Donnie. Okay, Donnie. And they walked the fuck out and they deposited the goddamn check. That's all that happened, son. And I knew that at the time, and I told you that at the time. Quadruple production. Get the fuck out of here. They got a nice check from your dumbasses, though. That's all that matters, right? More redistribution of wealth via the privatization of things. So the 7 main undersea internet cable, if they do that, even 3 of them, oh God, what that would do. Can they do it? Yeah. Yeah. In the Persian Gulf, and a potential ground incursion in Kuwait to seize U.S. bases as Iran concluded the June MOU was a U.S. tactic to buy time. Yeah. It won't buy enough time to make those defensive missiles, though. That'll take till like 2030. So Donnie's fucked. Which makes a nuke kind of inevitable, doesn't it? Plus he's the Antichrist. That makes it definitely inevitable. The IRGC has developed capabilities to attack the deep-sea fiber optic cables. That's not that hard to do. Carrying 30% of global internet traffic, over 90% of Qatar, Kuwait, Bahrain, UAE operations, which would cause an economic earthquake. Fuck yeah, it would. Stranding the AI and cloud computing hubs of Gulf states have built with Amazon, Google, and Meta. Right, that's where it would really hurt. All their data centers, all that. It'd be interesting. if they did it. They may piss Iran off enough to do it. The plans also expand the IRGC's target bank beyond military sites to economic and strategic infrastructure and include the option of a ground raid into Iraq, into Kuwait. Now, I'm sure some of that's just propaganda and threats to give people something to think about. Donnie and Pete, specifically. That'd be Hegseth, the guy's too afraid to show his face right now. Even with full makeup. But they could do some of this. They could hit data centers still with missiles and drones. I don't know why they're not threatening that, but I guess that goes with the infrastructure beyond military sites, blah, blah, blah. They have all the leverage, man. Donnie's resorting to threats against Oman now. That's where we at. That's how scared Donnie is. He has no play except a nuke. That's it. Or surrender. Which he's done 10 other times. So Iran making plans, son. They taking names. They making plans. They getting Russia and China to get, dig them up some nice new targets. Hit some old ones again, and they can do all of it. They don't have 2,000 missiles, son, like our dumbasses. Probably got a couple million, if I had to guess. Then the drones and the boat drones and the sub drones. And bad idea to fuck with these people. RGC spokesman Mohabi directly said in July, we took full advantage of the ceasefire period. We enhanced our capabilities, accelerated our missile production rate, and improved missile accuracy. Yes, they sure fucking did. With the RGC saying all ceasefire periods and negotiations are purely for rebuilding and not for peace. In other words, Iran didn't waste the time. And that's obvious by the result. Iran's RGC categorically rejects Trump's claims of the U.S. IRGC back channel as delusions and nightmares resulting from defeat and desperation in the war, indeed. And manipulation of the stock market, of course. Every time we hear a new headline from Axios that there's kind of a deal or a deal, it's bullshit, one. Two, it's for the stock market, and that's all it's for. And remember, Donnie told these people a long time ago, what I post online is just for the sheep idiots, the marks, the dumbasses in America. Don't worry about that. He didn't word it that way. He didn't have to. I need to go get that again and read it to you again. Not that it'll make a difference. He actually said it. That's just for domestic consumption. Don't worry about what I say to America. I'm just a little pussycat behind closed doors with you negotiating when we get there. Don't worry. All that bullshit I'm saying to those fucking marks, that's just so I can keep the grift going. So they don't show up at the White House with pitchforks and torches and pull my fat ass out of there. And it's for the market. The RGC says there's no talks between officials and Americans. This lie from Trump is simply fantasies that he is experiencing due to delusions and nightmares resulting from defeat and desperation in the war. Trump is trying to temporarily control the price of oil and energy in the world with these statements, but he only has one real path ahead of him, and that is to accept defeat and implement the conditions that Iran has set. The RGC concludes, the sooner the Americans accept their failure and make decisions based on that, the more they will save their country from greater and more significant losses. Yeah. Because we just lose them more and more, son. Some guy in sunglasses, he's kind of crazy. He said he was worried way back before Pete dropped the first bomb that he sees America in a weak and vulnerable position ripe for attack. We got starved, pissed off soldiers that have been treated like shit, that voted for him, but they still got treated like shit and are starving. So they weak. They're not prepared. I seen the condition of some of these U.S. ships, too. Not good. Low on interceptor missiles, which are the most important. If anyone shoots anything at us, anywhere, very low on those. And then there's all the other ordnance Donnie has expended and the money he's spent. Because Donnie been bombing half the world. It's Donnie's Adolf Hitler tour, I told you. And I told you I see America in a weak and vulnerable position. We're already fucking there. Ripe for attack. Already. I know it. And we lost a major war to Iran badly. Very strongly. That's the Donnie shitbags effect. Look at this picture of this fucking animal. Oh my God. We're fucking doomed. Look at that face. We fucking doomed, son. John Cusack, who hates Donnie. American actor John Cusack on Trump. The fact that the country chose to destroy itself by electing a convicted criminal rapist and Nazi is a sign of profound nihilism. Yes, I've given you the same speech. Somewhere deep inside of you, son. And you know who you are. You have orange on your lips. For about 10 years. I told you, somewhere deep inside of you, you wanted to burn it all down, son. Your future, your kid's future, the empire, everything. Nihilism. Yep. That's you. That's what Dr. Nikki knows that you don't about you. Hence the end, assholes. That's what you've wrought. I know you don't know that. You don't know yourself. I do. Somewhere within you, son, you wanted to burn it all down. And you've done it. You've done it. You've succeeded. Donnie will finish for you. And I hate your goddamn guts. Supreme Court rejects Trump's latest bid for the court to overturn the jury verdict, which awarded E. Jean Carroll $5 million. Donnie wants his rape money back. Can you goddamn believe it? That's the abominable fucking scumbag antichrist that you're down with. Trying to get his rape money back. I heard he invested in some taser company. I bet if you look that up, that company made them shock gloves. So if you're wondering why they're getting deployed, why your child needs to get shocked at school, so Donnie can make money, and that company can make money. This is awesome. A rare bookseller suspected his books were being bought by AI companies. He stuck an AirTag in a book, and we tracked it to a secretive Amazon facility in Las Vegas where they scan and destroy books called VGT3. You fucking animal scumbags. And any cunt that comes to me and says the court is the reason they're destroying these books, go fuck yourself. I'm not that stupid. I know you are. I see people parroting that all over the fucking internet. It has to do with copyright, and the court said you have to destroy the book. That's the only way. No, son, get the fuck out of here. Oh, fucking children. Fucking children. The AI companies, since their inception, have been stealing artists' work and literature. Any literature. Why? To get rid of physical copies, they own the information and knowledge forever. If you get cut off, you have no access to it. You can't go grab the book because it doesn't exist anymore. It's destroyed. And please, little tiny infant, don't try and tell me it's because of the courts. I know better than that. This the devil's time, son. This 1984, this Fahrenheit 451, whatever the fuck. Literally. They are buying books in bulk. That's every AI company major one. Bezos, Zuck, all of them. Anthropic, all of them. Because they want to own that knowledge forever, and they don't want you to have access to it unless you pay them for it. And if they cut you off of your digital ID, you can't get access to anything. The books will be gone. They will be chopped up and burned or destroyed. They're doing it at the speed of light. They're taking the physical, destroying it, archiving it in their company, in their model, so they own it forever. Everyone's work, none of that work is theirs. It's all stolen. Can you goddamn believe it? And your welfare financed a lot of this, by the way. You're helping to pay the electric bills for it. You're helping to pay the water bills for it. Buying books by the millions and destroying them. This is happening by the fucking minutes. Can you believe we're here, son? This is pure goddamn dystopian 1984 Fahrenheit 451 evil, and we're living it, son. They ain't burning books. They're chopping them in half and throwing them in a dumpster. Maybe they're burning them afterwards. I don't know. Son, what I'm trying to tell you, you are in the dystopia right goddamn now. Not 10 years from now. Now. They are buying Bezos, Zuck, all of them. Millions of books at a time and destroying them. Straight up evil, straight up dystopia nightmare. We're already in. We've been in for years. Hood County Constable disables flock cameras citing privacy concerns and surveillance concerns. Hood County Precinct 2 Constable John D. Shirley says he has shut down and covered flock automatic license plate reader cameras in the county, taking a public stand against the technology over privacy concerns. In a social media post, Shirley said the cameras had been completely unplugged and covered, arguing that residents should not have their everyday vehicle movements routinely recorded and stored. Right, wow, someone in law enforcement. That's actually a patriot, wow. A rare breed. They'll probably arrest him or something, don't worry. Privacy isn't optional and mass surveillance isn't how we do things here, Shirley wrote. Wow, good. Flock cameras use automatic license plate recognition tech to capture license plates and other vehicle info. Law enforcement agencies across Texas have used the systems as an investigative tool and to stalk people. While their use has also drawn opposition from residents and privacy advocates in several communities. Shirley's stance attracted significant attention online, with his post receiving tens of thousands of reactions. The debate extends beyond Hood County. Some Texas residents have raised concerns about how plate data is collected, stored, searched, while law enforcement officials have defended the tech as a valuable tool for identifying vehicles. And how am I supposed to stalk my ex? Fuck. Shirley made his position clear, telling the company behind the cameras to remove the equipment from the county. Okay. I better not hear he's switching to Axon next fucking week. Makes the whole thing pointless, doesn't it? Oh, Donnie again. Behind him, shite, fake gold all over the place. Looks like gold hell. Yelling at a female reporter while sitting in his own fucking feces. That's what the end looks like. You want to see it? Right here. This is the end of your empire, the end of the world, the end of the country, end of your freedom looks like. Right here. Donnie sitting in his own shit, yelling at a female reporter. Again. And I'll have more context as we go through. And son, like I've always said, the context always makes it worse. Trump yells at a reporter repeatedly, cuts her off after she asks him about his relationship with Kim Jong-un. Quiet, quiet, quiet. CNN fake news. You're fake news. You're a loud, boisterous person. You're fake news. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. You're a fake reporter and you report fake news. How is one a fake reporter? Oh man, it's like a third grader on the playground. And the reason I just said that, you gave him the presidency. Why, it's over. You're a fake reporter. Iran announces it has just seized the UAE-owned oil tanker near Qasem Island in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran says the tankers refused to use Iran's northern route and did not pay service fees. This is Iran's first ship seizure in a month and the first time Iran explicitly linked refusal to pay the service fees as the reason for boarding. UAE, you wanted to play. You thought it was a good idea to try and take out Iran and help Donnie do it. Now Dubai's a goddamn ghost town and they taking your boats. You wanted to play. Iran obliged you. And they won. Holy shit. Donnie again, and look at him as he's calling the soldiers, your soldiers, liars, because they're not my soldiers. I don't know anyone in the military. The body language. Probably hard to see with the filter and everything, but kind of got this bashful lean. Because he knows he's scum at this moment. And of course he lies. One of the worst compulsive liars I've ever seen. I was thinking about this for the past few days. Have you noticed Donnie is, I've talked about this before. Donnie, every evil. He covers all the bases. He's a rapist. He's a pedophile. No. Guarantee. He's a thief. I mean an abject thief. Stealing billions. He's a compulsive liar. He'll lie on dead children that he killed. He'll lie on sailors that he's starving. He'll lie on anything and anyone, son. He's the worst of every kind of evil. Have you noticed that? I noticed that a long time ago. You know why that is, and you know why you're being shown that. I've told you this before as well. God don't want one person standing before him saying, I didn't know. God wants all of us to have no excuses. That's why all of it's being put before you. I mean, shit. That info that he raped a 13-year-old came out in like 2015, 16, somewhere around there. You people didn't even bat a goddamn eye. Do you know why God showed you all that, little tiny child? Because he didn't want one human being to be able to stand in front of him and say, I didn't know. I didn't see. Nope, that's not going to work. And I know so many of you. Go try it. It'll be the number one excuse. The number one argument. It'll be right on the tip of everybody's fucking tongue. And every single person that says it will be a goddamn liar. That's why God's showing you all this. One, to see where your line is. Two, so there ain't no way you can stand in front and be like, I didn't know. Yeah, you did, son. Yeah, you did. And he knows you know. So the lie won't help. You don't even try lying in front of the man. You already know, son. I'll take a break again. And then I'll read what he actually said. There is no low too low for this animal. And the funny part is I know most of those troops voted for him and are going to round me up later. Yet I'm advocating for them. Boy, am I a dumbass. Hey. So, Donnie, again, in his bashful kind of lean, I know I'm a scumbag. Let's think of a lie like I'm a 3-year-old. Hey, it's only starving sailors. Is there enough food on the USS Lincoln? Yeah, that was a CNN fake report. You got Pete Hegseth called these people liars. You got this motherfucker calling these people liars as they starving. He bombed a bunch of schoolgirls. He still lies about it to this day. That's your Antichrist, not mine. I was never a Donnie Shitbags fan. In fact, I've been warning people since literally 2015. Because I just knew, son. And something just wasn't right. A guy who's a joke his whole fucking life. All of a sudden, the world taking him seriously. I knew that something was wrong there, boy. I asked for $10 billion. Trump demands protection payment from South Korea. Donnie is a very cliche, old school mobster. Every single scam is viewed through the cliche lens of a protection racket. The origin of the protection racket from the neighborhood, when you're coming up as a mobster, you go around to the local stores, you tell them it's a dangerous neighborhood, they need protection, and you know, they get the message that if you don't pay for that protection, you get your legs broke. It's always an exorbitant, disgusting amount of money. It usually puts the business out of business. This goes on in every major city to this fucking day. Donnie views every scam through that lens. That's why we've heard the protection racket grift about every area of the world U.S. troops are in. Yeah, none of those countries probably want U.S. troops there. That's the thing, though. The troops are there for a forward base for America. None of them are there to defend those countries. Yet Donnie says, we're there, you owe us money. Protection racket on a global scale. So goddamn just cliche and disappointing. Oh god, just pure evil, just nothing but evil out of this fucking thing's mouth. The people that are opposing the ballroom are people that, in my opinion, are very disloyal to our country. Very, very disloyal to our country. It's not a ballroom, it's a bunker he's going to hide in while you die out here. I promise you that. For when he goes full Reich, he needs a place to hide from you. He should have needed a place to hide from you when he deployed the mass murdering Gestapo that killed your fellow citizens. There should have been 2 million people outside the White House. It was definitely over when that didn't happen. If you're not in favor of the Führer bunker that he said you would never have to pay for, that I told you from second one you would pay for, that you are paying for now, that he's going to hide in while he sends people to kill you, I promise you that. You and your Antichrist are the purest, most disgusting evil. It doesn't matter what you think about it. Or if you like what I said. Irrelevant. You're still just a piece of shit, evil scumbag just like him. Every day we watch this with this fucking cunt. In between medical treatments when, you know, he's in hiding. Looks like they're doubling up on the diapers lately, too. It's ridiculous. And just statement after statement is nothing, pure to devil. Not only is he stealing your money to build this thing, you know, where he's going to hide from you. Not only is he stealing your money, he's calling you a traitor if you ain't down. When he promised day after day, I mean, I read you comment after, not a dime of taxpayer money. Every time, what did the sunglassman say? You're going to pay every nickel, son. You ended up paying every nickel. Compulsive liar, scammer, grifter, every day, every minute, every second. Evil cunt that wanted to be Adolf Hitler his whole life, hence the fucking speeches next to his bed, you fucking cunts. Now he's doing it. We will suffer the consequences, and that's all of us, including the fucking rubes. How many rubes have lost it all already? And you know what? If the world were allowed to continue, and let's say, you know, some other let's say we have a repeat of what happened before. Some Democrat gets in for 4 years, and then Donnie runs again. You cunts would vote for him. Because you want to burn it down. You don't know that about yourself. I do. So does John Cusack. You would do it again. There ain't no fixing idiot. An idiot doesn't just mean stupid. It means ignorant, stubborn. And there's always some other motive. Like racism or hate or whatever. The nihilist inside of you that you don't even know exists. You know what should be an indicator it exists? Your love of guns. The dummy in your backyard that has, you know, Hillary Clinton written on it that you use for target practice. There's the nihilism, son. I know you don't know what that is. You never will. I'm telling you anyway. That's where it always was. This attitude, it's okay to kill and hate a segment of society. Why? Because you were told to, and it was okay. By your right-wing machine since 1945 led us right here. Where it's okay to go out and kill the right kind of people in a mask. And then that person, it's okay to reward them. And none of you rube cunts pick up your guns and end this. You see how they just led you like sheep to this moment? And they knew exactly how to hook you so they could steal everything from your stupid ass. Your hate. Got you hook, line, and sinker. It's the end. You don't have to agree, son. I know way more than you. I'm telling you, it's the end. I would take that seriously. So yeah, you're a traitor if you oppose the Fuhrer bunker. That's you're paying for, you dumbass. Where Donnie's going to hide when you're dying. Because of him. Iran has officially decided to shift its policy from defensive to fully offensive, set a new deadline for Trump, and realize the mediators are working for Trump. Iran has set a deadline of a few weeks. Iran is setting deadlines now, not Donnie. You notice that? There's always Donnie setting the deadlines before. For the full implementation of the MOU and all Iranian demands by the U.S. It's a proven fact that the U.S. is not serious about a ceasefire, won't commit to any. So putting pressure on the enemy or relying on mediators in hope of reaching a permanent ceasefire is not realistic. All Iranian entities will be prepared to escalate in the Strait and the region, with Iran saying it will not wait for the U.S. to continue the naval blockade. And I'm sure Iran's been supplied by Russia, maybe China too. I'm sure the Houthis have been supplied. I can tell by what's being blown up by the Houthis. So yeah, they have the capability to go offensive if they want to. They have been. The Houthis and Iran have been blowing shit up. No one else has. More context. Is there enough food on the USS Lincoln? Yeah, that was a CNN fake report. They say it's beautifully maintained and beautifully taken care of, the literal opposite of reality. Donnie always goes to that. You notice that? That's what the devil does too. Ignorant children. Straight inversion. We all know the boats are in disarray, disrepair, no food. Donnie says, nope, it's great. They're not starving, and the boats look great. They're great. No, that's the literal opposite of reality. That's why I hate you. That's the sky is purple. That's the president saying that. Who's in charge of those troops? Who those troops depend on? He's saying the boats are fine, and they ain't starving. And you know what I'm not hearing? Boats are being sent with some goddamn food. Because Donnie's image is more goddamn important than a starving sailor, you dumb cunts. Again, they ain't my sailors. They just assholes that gonna come round me up later. That's all they are to me. Yet I cared about them more than you. You sent them to their doom via your gospel or your vote. I know most military vote are. I know most parents in military vote are. Liberals don't usually get the military vote. Rare exceptions, of course. So you and them voted to starve to death and voted for their boat not to work because Donnie and Pete stole all the money. Well done, assholes. Donnie calling your sailors liars, too, as they starve to fucking death. Ain't that a bitch? Their other commander, Pete Hegseth, the ex-Fox News host in full makeup, he calling them liars, too. Ain't that great? Trump yells at reporter, quiet, quiet, quiet. You're very disrespectful. Quiet. You're fake news. You're a loud, boisterous person. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. You're a fake reporter. You report fake news. There's even more context to that later. Iran gives the U.S. an ultimatum of 3 to 4 weeks to meet all its demands, or it will severely escalate in the Strait. Uh-oh, and they can do it, son. They've been doing it. And launch its planned preemptive strike on U.S.-backed Gulf infrastructure and U.S. and Israeli assets. A senior Iranian source in Tehran familiar with the matter says, yeah, and the U.S. can't do shit, and Israel can't do shit. Low on missiles, son. Iran's demands $300 billion. Full release of Iran's frozen assets up to $120 billion. Lifting of naval blockade. End to the war across all the same points they've always asked for that Donnie's agreed to about 9 different times. And then reneged. So until full surrender and they get more money than God, they ain't going to stop. The corruption has gone so far, city council people don't just take bribes. They sue you if you threaten that bribe. You ready? You know, like the police chief in that other town at the council meeting. I'm going to do background checks on all you people that piss me off. Wow, that's literally why we're here, Officer Oink. Officer Porker. Because of your illegal checks into the surveillance system on us. Your stalking of us. Your officers. Your illegal use. Your illegal surveillance. And then you say you're going to illegally run background checks on us for no purpose just because you're mad. Wow. Proved our point. Prove you took money, too. These people sure fucking did. They so pissed about losing their check because they spent the money, they bought the house, or they sent their kid to college. Whatever they used the money for. Gone. So if this goes south, that throws a big monkey wrench into their fucking life, doesn't it? Just like the police chief in that other council meeting. A threat to their bribe. The Republican majority city council, of course it's Republican. What else would it be? In Edgerton, Kansas, has sued residents who petitioned to ban data centers from being built near the town. They formed a petition. So their property values don't get ruined. The water doesn't get stolen. Their land doesn't get polluted and their air doesn't get polluted. They don't have to deal with noise pollution. City council people who obviously took bribes and they real pissed. These townspeople that did the petition are a threat to those bribes. Are suing them. Not bad enough they took money to approve data centers. They all did, son. Across the country. When you threaten that bribe, when you do what's perfectly within your legal rights and form a petition and try and stop these things from happening, you know, the ruination of your community so 3-4 city council people can get fat and fucking rich. They're already fat. What the fuck am I talking about? That's all it's for. Again, that individual mentality in America, that was the end from the beginning. Damn the consequences to anything or anyone else as long as my bank account is fucking fat. If I gotta betray everyone around me as long as my bank account is fat. That is the ruling reason of fucking America, and it always was. It was over before it began, son. Just like you were dead before you were born. Same concept. So because this council took bribe money and already spent it, because it's a, backwoods fucking Kansas, so they ain't got no money. This is the first big-ass check they ever seen in their goddamn life. From Zuck, whoever gave it to them. So they bought, they bought the house, they bought the car, whatever they bought with it. One subpoena, I would find it, son, by the way, on all of them. One. So these people that petitioned, I guess they succeeded and the data centers didn't happen, and now people probably want their money back. Or they probably real mad that they paid for something they ain't getting. Maybe some threats going around. You think that ain't part of this, son? You think everybody just taking the money? They're so angry that these people are a threat to their bribe money that they're suing townspeople. That's how far the corruption is going now. Amazing. I never thought I'd see a headline. Council people sue because their bribery got exposed and halted. Just so they can cost those people money and legally intimidate. Use the legal system straight up as a weapon. That case has no goddamn merit. Fucking kidding me? Unless it's a MAGA judge with a MAGA ringtone on his phone. Who's gonna burn in fucking hell. Only place the case has merit. Are you fucking kidding me? Again, every cunt that took the bribe and every CEO. If you love data centers so much, put it next to your goddamn house. You fucking cunts that are gonna burn hot. And if you like surveillance so much, let's put a camera on you. Let's log your geolocation. No matter who you are, CEO of Google, Meta, a shitty sheriff at a local police department who took a bribe. Can we put a drone and a camera on you, son, all day? Mr. Langley, you goddamn peeping Tom. Stop peeping in that little girl's window or that little boy's window. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of that, they got Donnie to talk about Flock. Now, before I read this, midterms are coming up. Donnie is worried. He knows everyone hates Flock and the surveillance Orwell 1984. Fuck you, surveillance system. He knows it's despised. He knows he's evil. He knows he's sitting in his own shit. He knows he needs this system, but he can't say it right now. Because he knows the second he's on board with Flock and he says that out loud, a whole bunch more people hate his goddamn guts. Donnie loves Flock, loves the surveillance. It's integral to his shit he's trying to do. Loves digital ID too. Loves data centers too. Said you can't fight it. Just gotta let it happen. Like when he was touching them kids. Trump on Flock cameras again. The lean, the bashful. He's afraid to answer because he knows it's going to cost him millions of more people or will hate him after he answers this question. So he doesn't. You have pros and cons. Wow, he admitted there's cons. Yeah, you're the goddamn con, and the surveillance system's the con. It's being studied right now, also known as, I don't want to answer because the midterms are coming up, and I know everyone hates the Orwell surveillance system that I'm imposing on them, that they're paying for. We'll have an answer sort of as to our views on it over the next couple of weeks. Well, he's a grown man. He just can't express his views. That means Donnie's in favor. It's integral to the Reich and what they're about to do to you. What they are doing to you. Showing up at your house 8 p.m. at gunpoint. Stopping you on the road at gunpoint because Flock says you're a murderer. One of the cons is you may end up goddamn dead. Donnie's fat ass will be fine, though. He's exempt. So he's hoping you forget and he never has to talk about this again. But what they will do is come up with some talking points, because that's always the answer in America, public relations. Just spin it, talking points. We'll figure it out. No, you won't, son. It's the end. That Flock, that surveillance system is integral to what Donnie wants to do. And I could tell by his body language and the look on his face again. He's worried that you're going to see that. And the last thing he wants to say out loud right now is, yeah, I'm down with Flock. It's great. I want more. So it's being studied. That's what Donnie said. He doesn't have an opinion. He's not, mature enough to express an opinion on it. He's only the president. We'll have an answer sort of as to our views. No, he won't. They'll come up with some talking points, so, but he's hoping you never bring this up again. More evil, more lies. I know exactly what he thinks of Flock. He's the one behind it being ramped up. It ramped up right when he came back on the scene. And then once he got in, it ramped up fucking tenfold from there. Integral to what they're doing, where the world's going. It's global, son. Have you noticed? There's no going back. No, we won't stop it. I wish there was a chance. But you people had to put this scumbag sitting in his own shit, who could care less about any of you. And we all told you that for 10 years. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't give a fuck about yourself or your fellow citizens. Another reason why we're here. Fucking joke. So enjoy the surveillance dystopia. There will be more cameras put up at the speed of light. Devil's in a hurry. He's in a hurry. They got a very short time. Otherwise, they all die. And they're all going to die anyway. So all this desperation and scrambling's for nothing. Except the deaths of millions. That's the only result that will, come of all this. Which is why I hate your goddamn guts. And I really have to ask God. I've asked him many times right in front of you. Why is this necessary? Not enough human suffering yet. Will be the only result of all the scrambling by you, me, him, everyone. Millions dead. That's it. And misery. Why I hate your guts. And you know who you are. God, Donnie looks fucking terrible. South Korea has been protected by us for many, many years. When I called recently the president of South Korea and I said, would you like to give us a little hand? This is ridiculous again. We don't need help with Iran, but if you'd like to give us a hand with Iran, that's why he freaked out on the whole world after they wouldn't come help him with the war he and Bibi started. That he didn't consult one goddamn country on it. Yet when they get fucked up and they can't figure it out, and they low on missiles, way before that even, they were asking country after country, and Donnie was threatening them if they said no. Here we go again. The thing is, Donnie would have pulled the protection racket on South Korea, whether this Iran thing was going on or not. Donnie's been pulling the protection racket on the whole world, wherever we have troops, since January 2025. Said he would do it before he gave him the keys back. So first he said, he asked if they'd like to help. And then he tells us once again, we don't need help. And this is what Donnie said all these times we went through this charade. We don't need any help from anybody, but they're not helping us. Yes, you do, Pete. Yes, you do, Donnie. You proved that by asking for the goddamn help. Here they are again, asking for help, saying they did ask for help, and then saying we don't need help. God, I hate you. Nothing but lies, abominations, and evil has come out of this cunt's mouth since 2015. How any human, again, I'm just so astounded, but the story was written over 1,000 years ago saying you cunts would go along. You know who you are. Not everyone. So would you like to give us a hand? We don't need help with Iran, but if you'd like to give us a hand with Iran. He said, no thanks. And I said, wait a minute. We have 39,000 soldiers over there guarding you from Kim Jong-un, your next door. We can't go around and protect all these countries, especially when they're not there to help us. So protection racket again. And he would have done that whether Iran was a thing or not. But we kind of forgot about how Donnie was asking Europe and all these different countries for help and lying and saying that some of them would help. And then he was snapping on everybody that said no. $3 mobster, very cliche. Everything is seen through the lens of a protection racket. I'm going to take another break. Jesus Christ, is this a minute 44? I wish I could see. Every clip I read you, more evil, more. But again, it's 10 years of this. I'm just yelling till I'm blue in the face, wasting my time. It was all inevitable. Second, a black guy won the president. Half black guy won the. It was over. You people lost your fucking minds. You would have elected the devil after that. In fact, son, you actually did. What do you think Donnie is, you fucking infants? He's the devil's proxy, as Christ was God's proxy. The same exact way. That's who the devil picked. Most mediocre, fat, shitty in his own diaper, false palate because of cocaine and baby laxative. Shitting himself. Lies every 3 seconds. What do they call the devil, children? You're watching it in real time. What do they call him? The father of lies. Who lies more than Donnie? He makes Nixon look like a choir boy who never told a lie in his life. That's how crooked, and that's the level of abject liar that fat orange fuck is. And you all know it. That's the worst part. That's what the man gonna hold against you, that you knew it and did it anyway. Okay. So South Korea gets the protection racket treatment. Donnie's idolized Kim Jong-un. He's always wanted to be that again. He's idolized Adolf Hitler, Vlad Putin, Kim Jong-Xi. He said it out loud. No one talks when Xi talks. The couch fucker interrupts me when I talk. He wants to be a god. He wants to be an emperor. He wants to rule the world. He always has. And he's always idolized these dictators, and we've watched it for 10 years. Everyone knows this isn't a fucking secret. If he idolizes those people, if those people are his idols, little children, Adolf Hitler was what he aspired to be, his idol. Huh. You know what, Donnie? It's a great idea. Pull all the troops out of everywhere around the world, put them all in the U.S. So all anyone has to do is just hit the U.S. to kill them all. Brilliant strategy, asshole. I know the money's more important, you fucking criminal. You fucking thief. You fucking extorter. You fucking murderer. You fucking pedophile. I know, Donnie. I don't think it'll be worth it once you're in the lake. And you get thrown in living, Donnie. You and Leon. That's a word I kind of missed over the years. Special word. Means a lot. Means you're special. Means the hand's just gonna grab you, throw your fat ass right the fuck in. And my God, if there was any monster that fucking deserved it, it's this fucking fat pedophile sitting in his own fucking shit. I'll never forget the look on that Secret Serviceman's face. That's our future. That's the devil. That's Donnie shitbags. That's how vile they are. That's how vile you are. You know who you are. That man didn't have an ordinary look of disgust on his face. That's the kind of disgust we're all going to have by the end of this. Even the fucking rubes. My God, will you? You don't even know what's going to happen to you, you poor people. Ugh. It's going to be so bad. I'll probably be dead by then. But my God, what happens to you people? You poor little ignorant children. You have no idea. Still clinging to your talking points. Which were the death of you, your children, and America, and the world. More context on Donnie's ballroom comment of you being a traitor if you're not down with his Fuhrer bunker so he can kill you in peace and safety. People who oppose the ballroom are disloyal to the country. When I was in China, we went to the Great Hall of China. It was this big, beautiful building, and we don't have anything like that so that's why we need it, because we don't have something like that. No, it's so Donnie can hide in while he kills you. While he goes full Reich. Always. Same structure Hitler wanted to build. Wanted to make Berlin the capital of Germany. And the Arch. Donnie's building both. So now he's comparing it to what China has. That makes it okay to spend all your money on that. Can you even afford an apartment, your mortgage, your car note, your kids' clothes? Can you afford food? Donnie's taking your money, building a ballroom after he promised he wouldn't pay a dime. One more time, I want to be real clear. So when you see it, remember I said it. He gonna be hiding in there when he goes full Reich on your ass. and people dying out here. Remember it. Mark it. Again. Because almost everything I fucking say comes true, if not everything. No, that doesn't make me feel proud or happy or wonderful or fucking special. Makes me feel disgusted. But this realm has always been a typical nothing waste of goddamn time, so... Why hasn't Kim Jong-un responded to your request to have a conversation? Even Kim Jong's worried about this psycho. Have you noticed that lately? Little tiny fucking idiot children talking to the rubes. Have you noticed even Kim Jong kind of don't want nothing to do with this asshole? That should tell you something. You know what Kim Jong, he's a murderous dictator. He'd kill you as soon as you look at you. How do I know he's kind of not wanting to be around Donnie? This right here. How do you know he hasn't, Trump says. Question, has he? Trump, oh, yeah, he has. No, he hasn't. Kim Jong, get worried about this motherfucker. I know you all are. I told you can't control this beast. He's the end of everything. Even the idiot animals that fucking voted for him and made him a thing. At the top and at the bottom and in the middle. Kim Jong don't even want to talk to him, son. Does you goddamn hear me? You think you're a psycho and evil? Kim Jong make you look like a bitch. And he worried about he don't want to be around this motherfucker. He ain't even answering the phone. Donnie has to lie about it. They were in love before. No, Donnie's just an idiot. Him and Vlad were fucking, manipulating. That's all. Nothing more. Hey, you put a Russian asset in the White House and you knew it. You didn't care. You thought it was cool. Thought it was funny. That's why it's over. Reason number 5 million. No, Kim Jong hasn't, or Donnie would have been way more specific about that. And that's why he said, how do you know he hasn't? Instead of, he just called me the other day. I just talked to him. We're in love. Nope. How do you know he hasn't? That means he hasn't. When Kim Jong's scared, you said you would soon declare the Strait of Hormuz to be a territory of the U.S. Could you elaborate? Trump, I think it's a great idea. We control it. I like the idea of declaring it a territory. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Ever. And that was the plan for all the straits and canals. Again, they wanted the Panama, they wanted the Suez. We saw the signal chat with the ghoul say we're going to use the Suez to extort Egypt and fucking Europe. Gave the whole game away even back then. I'm going to plug this thing in. Give me 1 second here. And Donnie, we've watched him over and over again saying, yeah, me and Iran, we made a deal. And I'm going to get part of the toll money. So when he says he's going to make it a territory, he just wants the toll money. Ghoul and Hegseth and Donnie plan to charge tolls for Panama and collect that money. Charge tolls for Suez and whatever other canals and straits and shit they could steal. They fucked up. They got overzealous. Before they took the Suez, before they took the Panama, they decided to fuck with Iran because Bibi wanted to. And they thought they'd get that oil. Guaranteed. Donnie's already talked about stealing that. So that was the plan. And being the troll and the toll bridge in the Strait of Hormuz. Donnie, that was always the plan. And Donnie's tried to sell all of us out and the soldiers that died and everyone about 9 times in hopes that Iran would say, okay, Donnie, you can have some of the toll money. Nope, they said, fuck you. We run this shit. And they do run this shit. So Donnie telling you what the plan was. He wanted that to be a terror. They would own it. They would run it. They would charge the tolls. They would, be the master of it. And they would steal Iran's oil. You should have, Donnie, Antichrist. You should have took the Panama first and then the Suez and saved that one for last. Notice how Iran fucked up all your plans everywhere. Big monkey wrench, man. This is what's going to lead us to the nuke and Armageddon, probably. They can't solve this. It's the perfect scenario to get there. Donnie's already talking nukes. Oh, shit, I wanted to read you the thing from yesterday. I didn't go on last night. I had some shit prepared, but I fell asleep. Nukes are on the table, son. Where they want us to think they are. They want the market, they want the world, whatever, for the 9th time. Oh, yeah, I was going to plug this in. That's right. So Donnie always wanted the straight, and he wanted to be the charging the tolls, and he wanted to steal their oil, and none of it happened. And now Iran took Donnie's idea and said, yeah, we'll charge tolls, and fuck you. You fat fuck. And Iran didn't just do that. They blew up every American base across the Middle East and killed, 18, 19 troops. Just killed some recently. Donnie's doing great. It won't end up at Armageddon at all. Don't worry, Rubes. Just go back to watching Honey Boo Boo. It'll all work out. It always does, right? After you vote evil and a country gets set back another 80 years and they run up to debt, all your people every time. They know you're Marx, idiots. They blame it on the liberals. You parrot that. We go through the whole process. The liberals fix it for 4 years, 8 years. Then your scumbag grifters come back into office. Run the credit card up. Wait till you see the percentage of the national debt Donnie's responsible for. You fucking cunts. As I listen to fiscal conservative and conservative every time a liberal's in office. That's what you cunts say. When your cunt warmongers are in office, running the credit card up because they know they ain't got to pay the bill. Your dumbasses. They know the routine, and you vote them out, and you vote in some liberals, they'll get the economy back on track a little bit for a few years, then you vote your cunts back in. But you're always okay at the end of it, right? Kinda? After the recession? Not this time, cunts. Not this fucking time. Voting evil has consequences, son. Reaganomics. Donnie shitbags. Richard Nixon. Hoover. You say you're prioritizing the interests of adversaries in North Korea over our longtime partners. Kim Jong-un has always treated me with great respect. I'm making things safer. No, you're not. You're destroying America and the world. And you just idolize him because he's a dictator. Why does Donnie idolize dictators? Because that's what he always wanted to be. And you know what really fucked him up mentally? Besides whatever happened to him as a child, because I'm sure some wonderful things happened I won't even talk about. To make him what he is. Sexually and all of it. When they sent him to military school, son, that fucked him up. You know what his number one thought was after that? I will control my world and the whole world. And I will always be in control. This will never happen to me again. A dictator was born. In fact, the one prophesied for thousands of years is the one that would be worst of all. Born to a monster called Fred Christ Trump, whose mother, I believe, had the name Christ in her name, last name, something like that. Can you goddamn believe it? That didn't help 10 years ago when I'm trying to figure out that Donnie's the Antichrist. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? His father's name, middle name is Christ. And he turned out this animal who part owner of 666 Fifth Avenue. You couldn't make this shit up, son. And they come from a family with the last name Christ? What? Are you goddamn kidding me? How often do you hear that, son? Never! That's when. I mean, what is this, The Omen? A way cheaper, mediocre version of it, but still. I mean, we got shot gloves, everything to prove it, to make it the cheesy sci-fi dystopian fucking nightmare. Complete with mediocre actors that were never worth a goddamn thing in their life. And I mean, by character, morality, decency, talent, no, none of it. They have nothing but talking points and lies. Their whole existence is that. He idolizes Kim Jong because he wants to be that. He wants to be what Vlad is. He wants to be what Xi is. We've been yelling it for 10 years, and he's been saying it for 10 years. He's the end. He's the worst of them all. I knew that the first time I read Revelation. This guy comes about. It says he'll be the worst of them all. And I know a lot of tyrants throughout history and what they've done. So to make that statement, to be that thing, that tells me millions will die, if not billions. He's the worst. It will get so bad, Christ has to step in. Again, we're in a time, son. Nuclear weapons, there's enough weapons to destroy the whole world just in this country. If that process starts to begin, man can't stop that. Man can't fix it. The Earth would be ruined for 7 million years. Man would probably go extinct. Only one solution. The man has to step in finally, because man is not capable of running this. And won't be able to fix the problem that the Antichrist makes, because you put him there. Donnie's making things safer by fucking over South Korea, talking shit on them and trying to extort them and saying how great Kim Jong is. He's making things safer. You said you would bomb the shit out of Oman if they got in the way of reopening the strait. Would you say you're out of patience with Oman, a strategic partner? Since when does that fucking matter? He just tried to extort South Korea. They're one of our allies. A strategic partner? Trump, I don't think they behave very well, but we'd handled them very easily, just like we do other things. Really? Because you just lost the last country. You started bombing. They beat you. And you're too afraid to even bomb them now. So I don't know what he's talking about. Very easily. We lost. Everyone knows it. Hence Iran and the Houthis blowing shit up and no one else is. It's very, simple and clear. But hey, let's start bombing Oman. That's a great idea. Right, assholes? Oh, yeah, wasn't he the guy, no new wars and all that? Yeah, that was all bullshit. He was a warmonger straight up for the first 6 months of his first term. You guys conveniently forget all that on purpose. I never forgot it. It's exactly what the Antichrist is supposed to be. 200 missiles at Syria, Armada at North Korea, threatening them. Mother of all bombs on Afghanistan. That was the first 6 months. Then Alex Jones and Ann Coulter shamed him because no one wanted more wars, man. And then he was the man of peace. And remember, for the first year, he's begging for the Nobel. He stole the Nobel from this woman from Venezuela. Now he's just abject warmonger. I'll bomb the fuck out of anybody. Like he always intended to be. The Nobel talk isn't so often anymore. He was hoping he got it before he really revealed what all this is. You know, like he's doing now. A Nazi Reich where they bomb everybody and steal whatever they can. And subjugate and kill us. All of it's happening as I speak. You've watched a lot of it on TV. We have a very radically left person elected mayor. We would have to federalize D.C. Dunny's told you he's going to do this about 10, 15 times. So when he says we would have to, he always intended to federalize D.C. He already did a military takeover of your country with your own troops in D.C., in L.A., and many other states, and they're never leaving D.C. Why? So you can't go grab him when he goes full Reich and starts killing you people and rounding you up. And negating the midterms or the 4-year or whatever. That's what those troops are for. Those traitors on the streets of D.C. So he's going to federalize it. And yes, we'll have martial law or something at some point. They got to go full Reich at some point. They always plan to. They just didn't know how long you'd let them get away with shit. And they had to know the midterms would go badly. They just don't know how badly. I assume they'll have to go full Reich around that time. Because it will be just an utter landslide. Again, this is the Antichrist. He's unrolled 1984 on our asses. Everyone's pissed. So they'll vote Democrat this one time, just out of fucking sheer rage. Just to send a message. It's been happening all over the place. So they're going to lose badly. So what's that mean? That means martial law. That means we got to reveal full Reich. We got to negate this thing. Maybe round some liberals up. Who knows? Get ready. Coming soon. Donnie and the boys and the girls didn't do all this so you could impeach them, arrest them, have them on trial every day for 2 years. No, never. And that was obvious. What's amazing, I thought about this earlier, Levitt gone, Bondi. I mean, these are the most smug, sick, disgusting sycophants that laughed in our faces as they spouted and did abject evil and lied their ass off. They are goddamn gone. And his entire senior staff, he just told them all, basically from the mountaintops, I'll leave you all to die at a second's fucking notice. As long as, and the only ones I'll ever take with me are Pete and the diaper change lady. Because they're useful, that's it. Not because I like them. Anyway. In Budapest, a rock has resurfaced in the Danube. It's called the RocK Of StarVatioN. I never heard of this. This popped up in my feed. I was like, this is fascinating. And it's a portent. And they're right. It's called the RocK Of StarVatioN. Inseg Zikla. For centuries, its return has meant one thing. The river is so low, the mills fall silent, crops fail, and hunger follows. It surfaced in 1616, 1718, 18 1811, 1830, 1842, 1868, 1947, and now it's back in 2026. For the first time in 44 years, Hungary has shut down all but one of its Danube-cooled nuclear reactors. How many nuclear reactors are there on the Danube in Hungary? Again, little children, I told you. When there's not enough water to cool a nuke plant, like they said the Ukrainian one, was it? Or two of them? I can't remember what country. Was it Romania? No, Romania. And Hungary has some plants they got to shut down as well. I heard a comment they only got one plant, but the way this is worded, it sounds like they got more. Sounds like they only didn't shut down one. All the rest they had to shut. There's a reason these things are put near bodies of water. It's the cheapest way to cool something. Who gives a fuck about the pollution and the water that can never be used again? And the water being superheated and made devoid of all life. So when the water levels are too low, and they say, oh, don't worry, we're just going to shut it down. That scares me. That bothers me. Because it still has to be cooled. And I'm sitting there wondering, can they cool it? I read you a story the other day. They're throwing barges full of rocks, sinking in this river in Hungary or Romania, I can't remember, to raise the water level. That's not a fix. That's making the problem worse. You're taking more water from the source and you're filling up the bottom of the basin where the water is. So it cannot refill as full as it was before. It's an utter desperation move. Which tells me, little children, they can't cool the fucking things. Otherwise, they wouldn't be panicking, dropping barges full of boulders into the river. For the first time in 44 years, Hungary has shut down all but one of its Danube-cooled nuclear reactors. This is becoming a real fucking problem, man. It's gonna spread throughout the world. I didn't see this one coming, but it makes sense since the data centers are stealing all the water. And nuke plants need a lot of water too. We have drought everywhere. We have hotter temperatures everywhere in Europe, especially. It's really bad. That accelerates the problem. It makes it worse. Nuke plants are being shut down. Multiple ones. The question all should ask, can you keep them cool though? No is the answer, obviously. Which I already knew in advance. The last thing they want to do is shut plants down. And the last thing they want to hear or situation they want to come across is their only method of cooling is non-fucking existent. So many things are converging. There's only one place for this to go, man. And we don't have 50 years this time. If we have 5, I'd be surprised. Either the nuke gets us, the drought gets us, the nuke plants melting down gets us, climate gets us. And by the nuke, I mean the one Donnie shoots to fuck off. Food scarcity next year, man. All this heat is killing crops all over the place. Donnie fucking with fertilizer deliveries. So the crops for next year, 4 or 5 months from now, gonna be a lot less. A lot less. That's what they were looking for, by the way. By they, I mean the Reich. They trying to kill some motherfuckers. I don't know if you noticed. And they need us as desperate as possible for what's about to happen. A nearby farmer puts it plainly, I've lost nearly 50% of my harvest. God, that's not fucking good, man. That's representative of many farmers. You understand that. And it could hit 70%. Since I started farming after the end of communist rule, I've never seen a catastrophe like this. The RocK is a warning. It's been delivering it for 400 years. We know exactly what it says, but we haven't been listening. A portent from a country we don't care about. But whenever that RocK gets exposed, that means problems are coming. Problems are there right now. They got nuke plants shut down, son, and they can't cool them. That fucking bothers me. And I knew it would be the case the second I heard they're being shut down. And there's no water. Nuclear power should have never been a thing. It has the ability to destroy the earth. That's why it should never be a thing. Coal takes a couple hundred years to do that. And it still isn't as devastating as nuclear rads shooting in every direction all over the fucking earth, killing a soul. Never. And it was never clean, son. My God. They gotta bury that toxic waste somewhere, probably throw it in the fucking ocean. That's probably what they really do. For all time, son. If there's an accident in your community, you can't ever go back. Can that happen with a coal plant? No. The problem is nuclear power went hand in hand with enrichment and nuclear weapons. That's why so many were built. That's why they were slapped up. That's why it's a thing. Not to provide power. I gotta take another break, man. Jesus Christ, this is long. How many more do I got? 1, 2, 3. 3 left. All right, let me just take a quick break and we'll do the last 3. It just gets worse and worse. That's what I figured. And you know, things like shock gloves. I figured horrors like that. I didn't picture shock gloves specifically, though. And I sure as fuck didn't think, hey, we're just going to start using them on children. We hope you don't mind. Sorry. I forgot where I was for a second. Jesus Christ. I forgot what I was doing, where I was. Oh yeah, I'm on camera. That's right. This is a post. You were loudly warned. Fuck around and find out. The top person is saying, their name is Neil. They didn't vote for this. They were lied to. I've heard that for so many years. I didn't vote for this. You mean pain coming your way and not someone else's? Is that what you mean, son? Yeah, that's what you mean, I know. So I've been saying for 10 years. The person on the bottom named Joyce says, they voted for a president who promised to hurt people, but they'd expected those people to be brown, black, libtards, or trans persons, not themselves or their families. Yep, that's the whole reason why it's over. That's the reason why you're scum. That's the reason why you knew exactly what you were doing. You just didn't think it would hurt you. I told you it was going to hurt you 10 years ago. I kept saying this over and over again. You ready? Everyone, including the rubes, will be bawling their eyes out by the end of this thing called Donnie Shitbags. And don't worry, you all will. Many of you have already. You thought it was funny hurting others. You've been told that. You've been taught that, like stupid children. You're that malleable. That of Satan. It's okay to shoot your fellow citizens. It's okay to want to kill them. That's acceptable talk. That's acceptable philosophy by the right-wing grift machine. Since before I was fucking born, I've heard all you people talk throughout my life. I've seen the commercials, the movies, all of it. It's a big fucking joke, murder. The man don't think it's a fucking joke, son. That's why your ass gonna burn. That's a promise. Lest you turn away, but I know you know better, son. Hence the end of the world. Hence the end of your kid's future. Because of you. Give your kid a hug. You ruined his life. At least you give him a hug out of it. Again, something I already knew. I didn't need to see the information. This person that only focuses on police issues and surveillance issues. Called Police to Police 2.0. If Flock's algorithm can mark you as suspicious, what safeguards exist when the algorithm is wrong? First of all, why the fuck is Flock labeling anyone suspicious? That's for law enforcement to do, isn't it? It used to be. Now Garrett Cunt Langley, the peeping fucking Tom, and the VP looking in the fucking girls' gymnasium, they decide if my activity is suspicious or not. Are you fucking kidding me? And I already knew this. You think the cops do the work, son? They're lazy donut fucking eating asses? No, Flock sends them a fucking suspicious. Whoop! 10 officers with guns out. Because Flock says so. I fucking knew it. A private company is labeling you suspicious. Garrett Cunt Langley, the face of the goddamn CIA, in the closet like a motherfucker. Another Nazi. Another one. In the closet, it's fucking obvious. Another one. He decides whether your activity is suspicious. So, when you're wondering who to sue, you know what to do. Just get your lawyer to subpoena information. Does the algorithm label you as suspicious before the cops came and shot you full of holes? Okay? Make sure you tell your lawyer that. subpoena the algorithm and how it works. And did it label you suspicious before the murderer showed up with badges and killed you, or tried to? And remember, the CEO of Flock is Garrett Cunt Langley, Peeping Tom Extraordinaire, the most prolific one ever. And the VP, he peeps right in the girls' gymnasium. And that's your money to pay for that, dumbass. I thought this was fake when I first saw it. This is how sick you fucking people are. This woman in her goddamn 50s, I'm sure. And she'd been through the goddamn washing machine with this right-wing grift thing. And she had hopes, and she had dreams, and Donnie and the right-wing grift machine dashed them all. She just a goddamn punchline now. And she looking for ways to be relevant. And she's mentally compensating for the disaster that this has ended up to be. You know what another great example of what Nancy Mace is now is? Margie Sporkfoot down in fucking Costa Rica. She left the fucking country. And MAGA and her congressional seat. Can you goddamn believe it? Because her dreams got dashed by Donnie shitbags. This ain't a girls' club, son. I don't know if you noticed. He already talking shit on Janine, too. This ain't a girls' club. You're expendable. So are all the men, but they more important than you. That's obvious by how many of the girls he got rid of, isn't it? Yeah. That is a boys' club. And there's another reason for that, honey. It ain't because they, just don't like women. There's a lot more going on there, if you know what I'm saying. Why it's a boys' club. This woman's so out of her mind. Nancy Mace. She decides to go get a bunch of tattoos and get on TV and show them and put pictures of her in a bikini with her fake breasts. And about 100, 200, 300,000 worth of work on her face. And in her 50s, she's deciding to go get a bunch of tattoos on her arms. I could care less about tattoos. This ain't about tattoos. This is about the level of psychosis your people at the top of the right-wing grift machine. And another example of why it's all over. Another example of a very sick individual who had very evil dreams and was down for it all with Donnie. And Donnie and the party dashed him. And this is her response. I know with the filter you won't be able to see these well. The picture's all over the internet. I posted it yesterday as well. You can see most of the tattoos in the arm. Again, most people don't wait till their 50s to do, half sleeves on their fucking arms. And by half sleeve, I mean about half of her arm is covered in various ways. Not halfway up the arm. Major tattoos with a lot of color on a 50-some-year-old woman who just is, she's in mental decline because she's just all of her dreams fell apart in Satan's Reich. Like Margie Sporkfoot, her Senate dreams. Donnie said, "No, I like you where you are, honey." Margie wasn't trying to hear that. She pretended it's about the Epstein files. She never cared about the Epstein victims, man. She'd been covering it up just like everybody else. Until Donnie said, "No, honey, I'm not backing you for the Senate. I don't want you to do it. Stay where you are." There goes all Margie's hopes and dreams and MAGA right-wing griftland. She could have cared less about the Epstein thing. Get the fuck out of here. She lied about it just like everybody else for all this time. Nah, she had a confrontation with Donnie, and he snapped on her because she was paying lip service to the Epstein stuff. And then Donnie told her, yeah, I don't think your Senate dreams are going to happen, honey. You pissed me off. And all of a sudden, she ain't MAGA no more. She's trying to be on our team. I told you way back in the beginning they'd all be crying on her shoulder. Look at her now. She fled the country. The queen of MAGA, Margie Sporkfoot. Bobo got her son. Donnie don't like her no more because she, gave a little lip service to the Epstein. And it's not, again, I want to make this real clear. It's not because Margie and Bobo or Nancy Mace or anyone give a fuck about Epstein or those victims. It's because they know some of you in voting land are all about Pizzagate and Epstein and all that shit. So they know if they say it's bullshit, they're going to lose those votes. Mace, Bobo, Margie. So it was never about the victims for Margie or any of them. It's about them saying what they had to say to please some of their voters. They knew it would cost them votes. Only reason they started pretending to care late in the game. And Margie gave up her seat as soon as she realized her Senate shit wasn't going to happen. Had nothing to do with Epstein. I don't care what the fuck she says. It's obvious. I know what she was going for. And I know she pissed Donnie off, and Donnie told her no. Guaranteed. That's the only reason someone like Margie ever turns. Never because she's actually, good. It's more of out of vengeance and spite. Always. I know a lot about that. Women turning and people turning. You watched a lot of it for 10 years. Live. I've seen the pattern over and over again. Once a person gets mad, nothing I say can ever be true again. I've gone through it with so many of you over and over and over and over. Even in my personal life. Same pattern. Sad. That's how weak you all are. You're willing to compromise yourself like that. There are people I don't like, but I ain't going to lie about them because I'm not you. I'm giving you this speech before. Because I don't go that route. I don't need to. You do. Many of you. Like cliche automatons. I went through it over and over and over and over and over. Getting a little disagreement. Next thing you know, time to attempt to ruin Nikki's life. Lie every 3 seconds. It's okay because you're mad. I just went through that with a couple cunts a few months ago. I pulled in this guy's parking lot. Looked like a condemned building, empty parking lot. It's a business that used to be a business a long time ago. I assume different people bought the building in hopes of doing something with it. And these people have been working on it for a long time, and it's never going to open. It's in a horrible location. No one even knows it exists. Complete waste of time and money. Whoever bought it, whatever's going on. Lot's been empty for fucking years. Dumpster been sitting there. So I went to the vape store, parked there real quick. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. Lot's always empty. The place isn't even fucking open. Black security guard comes out. Or somebody. I get out of my car real quick. He yelled, yo! I didn't even turn. I just kept walking. Went into the store. You know why? Because I knew it was just Satan coming at me. Another cliche worthless asshole that's going to start some shit over an empty parking lot and a condemned fucking building. That's how worthless of a cunt he is. And they wanted to make a point, son. And I knew they would want to make a point. I knew everything they were going to do before they did it. That's why I despise humanity. So I go in the store, get my vape. Takes about a minute and a half. I come out, I know I'm about to step into some shit. I see them. There's a black woman and a black man. And they had to make this point real important because they were mad. And I didn't pay them no mind. So it's okay for them to break the law now. She starts putting a sticker on my car. Second, I say, get the fuck away from my car. I'm yelling at them like they fucking children. They wouldn't move. They're filming me. I'm yelling, get away from my car. Get away from my car. Get away from my car. I'm saying that's my property. They're saying this is our property. Okay, it's your property. That doesn't mean you get to keep my car. Doesn't mean you get to keep me, son, just because you're mad. You crossing a line here legally. I didn't say this, but this is what was happening. He mentioned calling someone or something, and a couple minutes went by, and I'm yelling at these people, telling them to get the fuck away from my car and let me leave. But they were mad, so it's okay to break the law. It's okay to start a fight. Like so many of you. Worthless cliche automatons I've dealt with. Just like these people. And I already knew what you were going to do. I already knew what they were going to do. Eventually I say, do I got to call the police? And they start laughing. I wasn't laughing. Their laughter faded real quick. They realized. He puts the camera in my face. I say, you want to fucking film me? I'll film you. Start filming him, start filming her, and I just stand there saying, get away from my car. Let me leave and get away from my car. The guy starts real, oh shit, we in legal trouble now. He starts waving her away from the car. But she had a point to prove. Worthless pieces of charcoal. Doing all this over an empty parking lot in a business that's never going to open, son. That's how I know they worthless charcoal. That's how I know they were just like you. You know who I'm talking to. So many over the years. That's why I didn't even pay him no mind when I walked in. I was like, all right, I'll deal with this when I get back out. I know they're going to start some shit. They don't know who I am, though. So eventually I say, okay, just move out of it. I just start opening the door because the bitch won't fucking move. She's touching a sticker. They had a point to prove. Breaking the law. And it was okay because they were mad. Like it's okay. It was okay for so many of you to lie about me and sabotage or whatever you wanted to do because you were mad. All of a sudden I could say the truest statement in the world and you'd disagree. Even in my own personal life I don't. Same thing. Same patterns. Same worthlessness. So sad so many of you humans feel the second you get mad, it's okay to lie, cheat, and steal. Another reason it's over. Another reason so many of you will find yourselves in the lake wondering why. That's why. I just told you. Not because of me specifically, because that's how you live your life. So I opened the door to my car. The woman stepped back from the door a little bit. I called them cunts. They said nothing. Started my car. They moved off to the corner. She was calling me white trash and stuff like that. And I know what they were trying to do. Stupid little children. Get the white guy calling him the N-word on camera. I know. Nah, they went racial, son. It wasn't about race for me. A satanic cunt is a satanic cunt. A waste of my fucking time is a waste of my fucking time. I don't give a fuck what color they are. And the N-word applies to all races, motherfuckers. All races. There are N-words in all races. It's a state of mind, son. It had nothing to do with fucking skin color. I've met them in all races. And I hate the ghetto thug just as much as I hate the fucking white supremacist. Hate. Both just as goddamn worthless. Both the same fucking thing. Charcoal. So I got in my car, called them cunts, called them a bunch of names. They said some shit. They called me white trash. I pulled out slowly. I looked at them in the mirror. I said, film that, assholes. And they filmed it. That's how that went. Why'd it go that way? Because a brother felt disrespected in his empty lot and condemned fucking building because a guy went in a store for 2 minutes and wanted to make a federal incident out of it because he was mad and his cunt girlfriend or daughter, whoever the fuck she was mad. So it's okay to detain someone illegally now and try and take their property. Oh, at one time she said, go get the boot. When she said that, I was this close to calling the police. And I would have pressed charges, son. Because I know the law. I know they think they know the law. I know you think you know the law. I know the law. And I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to detain me because they were mad and try and get me in a fight. I knew that as I was cursing them the fuck out. Just like the worthless pieces of charcoal they are. Such a shame. I know exactly what they were going to do before, and I know what you were going to do before, too. Person after person after person after person. I must say, life has been quite disappointing. And I'm almost ashamed to be human. Now I think I am ashamed. Why? Because so many of you are exactly what I just described. If I had to give a percentage of the population, because humans are just so carbon copy, 75% is what I just described. So, it should end just because of that. honestly. And you chose it conveniently enough. So it's over. And hopefully real soon, I won't have to be around any of you cunts ever again. And by you cunts, I mean the type of people I just described. Because my God, what a waste of time you all were. Don't worry, it'll all be over soon. Like I said, if there's 5 more, I'd be surprised, son. And I know so much more than you. Don't take the mark, idiots. Have a wonderful evening. Please hit the PayPal. I'd appreciate it. Good night.